campaign. Obviously starting in Poland and where it ends is purely up to you, which is pretty cool. This game has a number of scenarios through the different time periods of the war, starting all the, or well, I guess you should say is going from the beginning to basically the end, and then you have the Western Front, which is obviously mostly against the Allies from Britain and England. Oh, they're the same thing. America, Australia, and whatnot, who invaded Italy and Europe itself. And then you also have the Operation Barbarossa campaign, which will be the campaign of the Soviet Union, aka Russia nowadays. And then finally the Eastern Front, which is 1943 to 1945, and basically at that point the German army was in full retreat after the loss of Stalingrad and Leningrad. So the one I like to play is Fall Weiss, and that's what we're going to do, so let's get started. We'll just play it on Kernel. Weather, I don't really like the weather, I'm going to turn it off.
Greetings, Tag General. As you are now well aware, my command has ordered the initiation of hostilities against Poland. Operation Fall Weiss must proceed at full pace, as we suspect that the British and the French will eventually come to aid of the Poles. To that effect, we have been given the task of securing the heart of the Polish nation. Take the capital, Warsaw, and the nearby cities of Lodz and Krakow. Achieving your goals quickly may allow you the opportunity to participate in additional operations. Failure, however, is not an option. Good luck, General. I and all of Germany await word of your success.
Okay, so this is September 1st, 1939. Victory conditions, you need to get all objectives with at least 5 turns remaining, or just capture all your objectives at any stage as long as you still do it within the time frame. No weather, no forecast. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the weather. You could turn it on if you want, it makes it more realistic. I just prefer not to play with it. That was a really good bombing run by that fighter. Wow. That really doesn't happen too often, what you just saw right there. Okay. Take our... Technically this is a fighter too, but he can do some bombing. Now this game does account for being surrounded, so if you surround a unit, they do take more damage. Okay. Got some cavalry from the Poles here. And then what I like to do is get 2 of these. Got stuff in the way of my monitor here. Well, I guess it'd help if I didn't have a TV for a monitor, huh? It's bigger than the other one I had, so I figured, why not? Might as well. Alright. 2 of those, and some artillery, and last but certainly not least is an infantry division, preferably the Pioneer infantry. Okay, that's it. So he fell into our trap, but that's gonna happen. Yep. Kinda sucks. Sucks to suck. Okay, cavalry's gonna eat shit here. Wow. They really ate shit. Also, artillery can move and shoot in this game, which is not prevalent in Panzer General 2, the other game that I play that is like this. So make sure you guys realize that. Okay. Should be a guy right here. He always tries to cross the river there, every time. Okay, so this will attack here. Wow, kick their ass. That will cause both of them to leave, which is what we want, obviously. We don't want to have to be dealing with them on top of the enemies here in this city. Nice shot. So that went well. Not that we didn't think it would. Okay. And then we can bring you up here. Since he has a truck, I'll let him capture the city because he can move fast. Although your tank could do it too, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so we have 81 prestige, we have 15 turns remaining. We've already taken 2 cities, basically 3. Doing pretty good. Okay, so this guy didn't go anywhere. Oh, before I forget, fuel is a consideration in this game. You do have to have fuel for your aircraft, so please understand and recognize that fuel is going to be needed for your aircraft. Wow, that's pretty surprising. There's only one of them, for fuck's sake. Alright, whatever. By the way, this Panzer, was this a 3? 3E is not a core unit. So if he gets destroyed or if he gets hurt, I don't recommend reinforcing him at all. Non-core units, just like Panzer General, don't stay with you after each campaign. So it isn't going to help you to reinforce them. So don't bother. Okay. There we go. Now these guys are probably right here somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but that's usually where they are. Now I guess they made it all the way back. Okay, that's fine. Not a big deal. Okay. Go ahead and pass it. Let's go pick on these guys a bit here. Oh, come on. Okay. So he's got some tank support up here. I'm just gonna bypass him. Oh, and another thing. Your infantry, when they're in their trucks, is vulnerable to attack, I believe. So what I just did right there is actually really bad. I just forgot about it. We'll see how that turns out. Well, that didn't go particularly well. Okay. Alright. That's pretty much all we can do for this turn. Fairly decent there. Alright, he didn't attack us in our truck anyway, so we're fine. Does not make any difference. So that right there is indicating you only have 1 shot left with this bomber, so you're going to want to get him back to the airport. Get some more bombs. Okay, it's fine. Well, we're certainly going to get a lot of experience. Oh, and this indicator is that he's low on fuel. Some of this stuff I'm sure you guys already know, but... Oh, come on. Really? Oh, nice shot. Also pretty decent. Oh, come on! I hate it when it does that. It just like moves forward and chases him sometimes. I don't know if you can turn that off or not. Oh. What in the fuck? The fuck? What the hell has happened? Okay then. Computer just does whatever it wants. Got it. Sorry about that, guys. I have no idea what did that. Actually. Alright. Sure. Whoops. I'm gonna do that. It's a little dangerous being on the river there. It does give you a higher chance of taking casualties. However, it's usually worth it because at least then you can get rid of the artillery, which is pretty important. And of course he's going to attack it because of the modifier on the river. Really didn't matter much though, honestly. We did just fine there, so. Got him. He's done. Jeez. Didn't get... Oh, 112 experience is pretty good. Yeah, that's decent. Where... Oh, I put him down there. Okay. Nicely done. The computer basically has unlimited prestige from what I can tell. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sure as hell seems like it. Okay. Actually was pretty good. Believe it or not, that was actually not too bad. That sucks. He still took heavy casualties though. Still didn't get him out of there though. I gotta take that, forgot. And let's see. Well, that's probably it for this turn, I think. Yep. Oh, nothing really happened there. I'll take that airport, thank you. Hopefully this will finish him off. Not quite, but he's not going to have anywhere to go, so it really doesn't matter much. Alright. Let's leave that guy. Really? You need to go away. He is really defending that town. I was gonna say, I have pounded him turn after turn after turn. It's pretty unusual. Alright. Rugged defense. Oh, that's pretty rugged considering. Oh, and in this game, tanks do not do well in airports. Just as kind of like warning, you want to be really careful with that. He had nowhere to go, so he basically just stayed where he was at. Okay. I don't see any anti-aircraft, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Alright. Sure. Routed him. The reason I pulled the tank back is he's got a lot of anti-tank there anyway, so it wouldn't do me a lot of good to deal with him that way. That was a very good bombing run. Ugh, that wasn't particularly good. That was horrible. That's okay though. Okay. Sometimes they'll retreat when you do that. They'll move out of the way, but not in this case. Ew. That's okay too. That's fine. Because I done snuck up behind you, son. Okay. And your units do not automatically regenerate each turn. Or, I'm sorry, each scenario. So if they're hurt, they will stay hurt. Something to keep in mind for sure. You know what? Oh, okay, there he is. Let's see if there's anybody up here. Nope. Coast is clear. Alright. Well, that didn't go particularly well. Sure. These are Czechoslovakian forces, recruited by the Nazis during World War II, of course. Ow. Alrighty then. But because he did that, he left himself open there, so gave us an opportunity. Oh, come on. He was friggin' fully suppressed and that's all you could get off? Really? Take full advantage of their out-of-place movement here. Okay. Wow, almost got him. Okay. Pretty good turn. This level's not really all that hard. I think that the Polish army gave them a much harder time than this game represents. The Germans had really high casualties attacking the Poles, actually, which is interesting to me because although it was their first time really experiencing war, it was also interesting that a country that really the Germans as well as the Soviets did not feel was very good in terms of military prowess really gave them a pretty good run for their money. I think. Considering what they had to work with, I think they did a pretty good job. Anyway, that concludes this episode of Panzer Corps. This, of course, is the first mission in Poland. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more. As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.